Hey guys, I'm Nate.
And I'm Victoria.
So today we're going to be going over 5 things to help build arms. These are what I've used for me specifically when it comes to biceps. Might not work for everybody, but give it a try and it might. Some of them you could do at the gym, some you could do at home, and some you could do both.
And I don't really train arms anymore because they are built to where they need to be for my categories. So I'm gonna let him take over this video. So
All right.
ta-ta for now.
Well,
See you next leg day.
okay, well, she's good at building those. All right, so before we start on the 5 tips, I just want to make sure you guys know to warm up. For me, I always start with 5s, 10s, and then maybe 20s. Might be a little bit too light, but it's better to be safe than sorry. I'm not trying to get a pump, just to get some movement and blood flow. If you end up feeling anything hurting, you'll know it's probably not a good day to do things. The first one that I'm going to go over for tips is going to be the straight barbell bicep curl. Pretty sure everyone's familiar with it, but that's what I use. So just going to start here. So a lot of people like going either super wide or super narrow. You could eventually figure that out on your own. For now, let's just go shoulder width. Right here, try to have as much of the weight as you can in your fingers, because from here you can actually control how far and up it goes. You can train the strength curve itself. You can control with your wrists. So from here, I always try to take slight staggered stance, so that way you don't lean too far forward, just stand straight up and down. Try not to have your elbows move. So from here, if I had my wrist this way, more of the strain comes at the very end of the movement. And if I went this way, more of the strain is at the very beginning of the movement. One good thing to do is to start off with it curled, and as you get halfway up, angle them back this way. The strength curve is going to be a little bit longer that way. So the next tip is going to be standing concentration curl. With these, we could go nice and light. You don't really have to worry so much about injury. Most people do one arm at a time. I'll show you guys how to do that, and I'll show you guys how to do both arms at the same time. Here, just stand with your feet maybe a little bit wider than shoulder width. Lean down, put some of your weight on the opposite knee, and try not to slouch. I have that problem come up all the time too. So for the most part, just do a dead hang with your elbow and curl completely across. Try not to swing your elbow. Some people end up doing that, and then they end up feeling their shoulder more. So straight here. And that's okay if you want to do slight diagonal as well. Whatever is most comfortable. Okay, and for both hands at the same time. Normally I like finishing off the workout with that, but again, do a semi-squat about halfway, lean forward, and for this, you want to try to have both of them come forward. A little bit of swing is okay, just make sure if you swing, it's only forward and not back. Pretty much curling it close as you can to your forehead. So the next one that I'm going to be doing is going to be seated alternating dumbbell curls. This is going to be kind of a combo exercise because I'll do 10 on each side, and then I'm going to finish up with 10 on each side of uppercut curls, something I call them. I'm not really sure if there's a real name for it or not. So we'll start off. I like sitting at the very edge of whatever bench or seat I'm on. Try to keep your feet as close as you can together. And again, chest up, shoulders back, elbows pinned to your sides, and just curl one at a time. Just don't curl it fast. And try not to do too much body swinging because it'll start taking the work away from your biceps. So for the second half, I like slightly leaning forward, maybe 45 degrees roughly. I'll keep both dumbbells at my sides. And when I do curl, I'll also pull front shoulder into it as well. Not really sure, but it kind of looks similar to an uppercut. All right, so for number 4, we're going to be doing incline hammer curls. We just finished doing a bunch of bicep exercises that are really good at contracting and squeezing. So this is going to be more of a stretch type of exercise. So just find an incline, roughly 45 degrees. Just lean on it. Try to keep your knees as close as you can together. Don't roll your shoulders forward. Make sure they're still back, just like normal. That hang. And when you curl, don't think about curling as if you were standing. When you curl, just focus on squeezing your biceps and having the dumbbell come about to your waist. I can't reach the ground.
It's like he was giving birth anally, but they quit halfway through. They got the legs out and they said, you know what, I'm done. Happy? It's like he's a Muppet from the waist down, but this time, you can see the Muppets.
Okay, and just try to do your best to make sure when you rest, to keep it back here. A lot of people will try to curl it up to here and then push it up here and then end up resting on their shoulders. At least if you have it back, you would still have a little engagement and a little bit of a stretch on your biceps. Maybe try to keep your feet planted, but I can't reach. And tip number 5 is going to be standing single arm reverse band curls. Yeah. You don't necessarily need to do reverse, but a lot of people do have wrist pain when they do reverse curls with dumbbells or barbells. So I'd like to take advantage of being able to do reverse curls on these. So if you can stand up all the way, that'd be great, but these are really short. So I'm gonna kind of do it like those standing concentration curls again. So from here, I'm just gonna do reverse curl just as if I have the dumbbells. And one thing that helps to reduce wrist pain, if you have any, you don't have to have your wrist completely horizontal with the ground. It's okay if you have a slight diagonal turn to it. For me, towards the bottom of the curl, it'll be closer to horizontal, but as I get higher, it gets a little bit more diagonal, and for me, that's the most comfortable. As I go up, slight turn. Just make sure you always have a little bit of engagement on your arm. Don't just dead hang like that. With this one, it's not only bicep, you get to hit a little bit of brachioradialis. So you can just call it upper forearm. So that was all 5. This is going to be a little bonus. You could pretty much use for any bicep exercise. For me, I'm talking about just using these weight plates, whatever ones that you have available to you, even at the house. A lot of times people might end up using the only dumbbell that has the weight that you want, or sometimes they might be a little bit too big. So when you're curling, you might smack into your legs. For me, since these are the Olympic size weights, I like putting 3 fingers in, and I like having a thumb stick into the little hole here, and whatever your pinkies want to do.
That's what she said.
You can pretty much apply it to any of the exercises that you want. So standing curls, just like that. The standing concentration curls, again, you can do it just like that. And you don't have to worry about smacking it into anything. And even with the little uppercut curls, I've hit my forehead a few times with the dumbbells. Not curling, just carrying it around. And incline, like that. Just pretend there's a bench behind me. Except I can't do it with the barbell. But again, you can still do hammer curls with them, just like that. As long as your fingers are strong enough, the hole might twist your fingers. So those were the 5 small tips that I've used to build biceps. Come back next week, Victoria's going to be going over how to build glutes. Bye.